Good afternoon, everybody. Dean Herrick here with the Galvaniize Insurance Power Stage here. Stage 11, the final stage of the Forest Rally here, round 2 of the Bosch Motorsport Australia Rally Championship. And what a day of drama it's been. You just saw Lewis Bates take off on the start line, this 6-kilometre stage. And if you're on our socials earlier this week, or earlier this morning, you would have seen Greg Russ and myself driving through this stage. There is a fair bit to it and quite tricky. And the reason why that's going to be important is there's plenty to play for after the afternoon stages. The big news, of course, was Scott Peta, who won yesterday and was leading at the lunchtime service, has had an engine issue. It's dropped to 3 cylinders. He's been limping through and is currently in 9th. What that's done to the leaderboard is put Harry Bates to not only the lead of the heat, but the potential to win the round. The only person who could get in his way at the moment would be McGuire, who's currently positioned 4 for the heat. He needs about a second a kilometre off Lewis Bates and also get in front of Rulo to try and win his first round of the Australian Championship. So there's a fair bit going on, a fair bit riding, not only on the power stage points is what we get excited about, but the overall result. Mix into that, of course, Rulo currently 3rd in this heat, and after his 3rd yesterday, could still be on for a podium, but it comes down to what Eddie does and how Scott Peta might limp through this final stage. So a fair bit to play out for. We're listening out for Harry Bates and Coral Taylor to come through here in car number 1. It's the finish is very similar to our stage yesterday in regards to a right-hander. It's an overall completely different stage, but this final corner over my shoulder runs up past a line of spectators and it'll come over my shoulder now into the final turn here. First car through the power stage, and based on previous efforts, despite being in the win or the chance of winning a round, Harry Bates loves to bank power stage points. He's going to set the tone for the rest of them. We'll have a chat. They look pretty smiley in there. Only Eddie could get in the way, but it's a big call. I don't know whether he's likely to celebrate or not. Harry, you think you've got it or not? Obviously, it's going to really come down to Eddie, I guess.
Yeah, correct. It depends what happens behind us. So, yeah, very unsure at this point. But we had a reasonable run through there, so I don't know, hopefully that's worth some points as well. Yeah, I just want to say a massive thanks to everyone at Neil Bates Motorsport. They had a fair few issues thrown at them this weekend from my mistakes, and they've, yeah, worked at it and made sure that we had a good car. So, yeah, it was a real team effort this weekend, and I'm really proud of them.
Mate, you're odds on to potentially get it, and I understand how it works. You won't celebrate that till you know Eddie's time particularly, but regardless, you're on the podium, and what a fight back, mate. I mean, realistically, after that first stage issue, you and Cole haven't put a foot wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. It's silly the mistake I made on stage 1, but I think sometimes that's when you can get the best out of yourself, when you sort of got your back up against the wall, and I'm pretty proud of the way we fought this weekend. So, yeah, no, thanks, Dean. Means a lot coming from you.
Thank you. A quick one on the power stage. Do you think you've done enough in there to maybe get the power stage points if we sort of focus on a single stage?
Yeah, I pushed hard, but went wide on a couple of spots. So, I don't know. We'll know soon.
Oh, mate, I'm trying to look at phones, but no much coverage. You're like me, mate. We'll stand by. Well done, though.
Thanks.
So there you go. Some messages flying thick and fast. We're trying to just work out exactly where we're all at. So I've got, though, that Harry Bates, a 3:36.7. That's the time to beat. So he's got the runs on the board and would love to take home maximum Galvaniize Insurance Power Stage points, of course, because he won a championship based on this final stage. So now brother Lewis, after a solid day yesterday, wasn't overall happy with his performance. Drifted back from a podium with a tyre penalty. We haven't gone into too much detail on that, but basically ended up with a 2-minute penalty yesterday. Dropped him back to 7th, which is why he's sort of out of the hunt for a podium spot. It will come down to power stage. Did a great job today and had some good pace. Mate, you thought you might have slowed down a little bit too much in the last loop of the forest stages. How do you think this one's going to hold you instead? How did you go through the power stage?
We had an okay run. It was pretty loose, actually, in the places that we didn't run on yesterday. So, anyway, probably a bit untidy, but we gave it a good go.
Now, we've talked it up a little bit that, someone like Eddie would be trying to make up about a second a kilometre. Do you think you could hold him off, or it'd have to be a pretty brave boy to take 6 out of you in there?
I reckon he'd have to have a pretty good run to take a second a K out of us, but let's see what happens. You never know.
Mate, overall, I know you won't be too delighted with the overall result, but showed glimpses of real speed in there, mate. There's still a fair bit to come, and of course, you retired this car after this event. You got the new Rally 2 car coming for Queensland.
Yeah, it was a tough weekend for us. Not what we wanted this weekend, but that's rallying. Anything can happen, and yeah, big thank you to the team. It's obviously, yeah, we win as a team, we lose as a team. So yeah, obviously a tough pill to swallow yesterday, but yeah, it's rallying. These things can happen.
All right, mate, well done today. It was second, and there's one going to depend on the power stage to how you end up, but well done.
Thanks, Dean.
great day for Lewis Bates and Anthony McLaughlin. Wowee, look at that. Lewis Bates, 0.3 of a second up on his brother. He is currently in the lead of the power stage to take home those points. Now that's going to be a really tall order for someone like Eddie McGuire to make up, I think, to take the rally win. He's going to be next on, or not next on stage, it'll be Scott Peta next, who's of course plummeted down to 9th. Heartbreaking story. You can see him really quite upset about that. Hasn't really put a foot wrong and showed the pace and banked the result yesterday, but he's been in the sport long enough to know the rally ain't over till it's over, and of course had been in the lead of this heat up until these final couple of stages. At one point, didn't think they were going to be able to limp through, and we'll see a delayed Scott Peta coming through, trying to limp out on 3 cylinders. We're talking it that he could end up on the podium depending on what Alex and Eddie do. That's really going to come down to whether he can even finish the stage and get back to service. So waiting to hear some noises of a 1-cylinder down Skoda. But regardless, obviously, it's been a great effort by Scott Peta and obviously Glenn McNeil on board, who's the local, who won his first heat of a national title round, would you believe, yesterday with that one. But they won't be celebrating much tonight. Would be a little bit of nice champagne if they get on the podium, but it's out of their control realistically. So you can see there, Scott Peta, Glenn McNeil fighting to the very end of this Galvaniize Insurance Power Stage. Not going to be in contention for a stage points, but realistically, Scotty, mate, well done, not giving up, mate. Really out of your hands to what the overall result would look like, but congrats to you and Glenn. You've done a fantastic job of steering this thing around this weekend.
No, I appreciate that, thanks. It's just part of the sport. Unfortunately, it's a big part of the sport for me. It's just been a very regular thing in my career, and I just don't know when it's going to turn around. I hope it does.
That's the heart-raking thing. I mean, in some parts of me, I'm surprised this thing's still running. I mean, it happened so long ago. It's just bamboozling to know what the drama is, isn't it? And that's the thing. When it's out of your control, you really your hands behind your back.
Yeah, look, modern-day cars, all the computers and all that sort of stuff, I've got no idea. Maybe if it was a bit of suspension, I might have a chance, but no, like it is what it is. The car was really good. We didn't make a mistake really all weekend, and sometimes that just happens.
Mate, well, the good thing is you've got a fantastic crew of supporters and a lot of corporate partners that have been really thrilled with your performance, and they've loved watching every kilometre of this weekend. So hopefully onwards and upwards from here, mate. Yeah,
bring on Queensland. We just got to bring the pace now. We can't just sit back and wait for things to happen, obviously. So we're going to go out in Queensland. We're going to win Queensland. We're going to go as fast as we possibly can.
Mate, well done for yesterday. I know you won't be celebrating. It'd be nice to get you on the podium depending what happens behind you, but chin up.
Thank you.
There you can see a despondent Scott Peta, Glenn McNeil, and yeah, they've dropped another 30 seconds. Likely to hold 9th outright, but you can hear that car not sounding good at all. And to be honest, they've done an amazing job to limp out, 30 odd kilometres of stages. So a few of the teams still holding around. I think Harry's looking pretty safe, but no, this sport we know is not over till it's over. And you cannot indeed. Coral Taylor saying, don't count your chickens. That's very true. It's all going to come down to what Eddie McGuire does realistically. Alex Rulo is not going to really impact the overall weekend results. It's really Eddie who could either go to the top of the pops, but he has to take basically 6 odd seconds off Lewis and also get in front of obviously Rulo as well. Alex showing some great maturity. His podium in Canberra only just the beginning, and of course he's likely to potentially end up on the podium here and could upset an Aero Power Stage, showing some real pace. So obviously waiting for Eddie to come through now. I can hear him coming through behind the noise of his Skoda. We're hearing that he's running a little bit late, so maybe a timing, he might have another minute to go. You can see the teams behind us here having a bit of a look, the media following. We'll probably have to wait for Alex Rulo's time as well. So there's going to be a car just off the line you'll hear behind us. Sort of one of those special stages where it sort of starts really close to us, 6K loops out and then up and finishes nearer. So all the hive of activity, you can see the cars starting and finishing, people at the control table. So like I said, we'll see Eddie. That's going to dictate a little bit in regards to overall, but then also where Alex ends up dictating the podium as well. So there you go. Eddie McGuire comes in there really wide on that last one. Not sure whether he got back on the shot in time. The front splitter didn't look like that going into there. I reckon he's had an absolute dip. Let's see, Lewis leading, of course, by 0.3 in there. Door flies open. I'm trying to read the body language. How'd you go?
No good.
Awesome. Okay, no good's the word. What happened?
I launched it over at Crest. You can't stop a car when it's in the air, and we just went straight off, backed out into a tree, and then trying to find another track. Yeah, no, marked it right up.
Mate, but the thing was, you're absolutely having a red hot crack. You don't get too many opportunities, so Yeah, you're not going to die wondering, mate.
No. Anyway, my mistake.
The thing is,
I knew about the crest as well. I stuffed up on the one before last year, and I did some video recce before then. Thought I reckon I'd hold it flat over that, and yeah, it was a bit wild. But water temp's real high. I better get going.
oh mate, leave it with it.
Cheers.
So there you go. So Eddie's got a little bit of work to do to get back to service. He's dropped 50 seconds, and you can see the damage to the rear. He's gone off, reported. Then you can hear backed it back to back into the tree, which has done the damage there. So Eddie McGuire having a go. It's now going to come down to Alex Rulo and see what he does there. He obviously won't be aware of this. He's just launched into the stage not long ago, as we'll follow it around. So he's worried about water temp. So this could be an issue in regards to overall as well. So I'm just going to come back. We'll have a look at... Oh, Alex Rulo's gone wide at the last one as well. I think he's lost time. I'm not sure he's across the finish line. So Alex Rulo just went wide at the end. Let's have a look. Has he got a puncher on the rear? I can't see that as well. Went wide. I'm not sure what that time's going to be. So look at this. Everybody having an absolute crack in the Galvaniize Insurance Power Stage. It's happening. The drama right to the end. Alex, did you go wide at the end there?
What's that?
I said, did you go wide at the end there? Looked like you overshot.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, full send there. It was on until that. I don't think there's too much damage. I don't think those barriers had water in it. How's it looking?
Looks okay. There's no punch or anything. Eddie's launched it over the crest. He's backed into a tree. I'd say you're solid for the heat. I'm not sure how you place for the overall result. My calcs haven't worked out this one, mate. But wow, what a finish to a rally.
Yeah, I think you warned me about that crest at the start. Nearly caught us out too. So yeah, the rest of it was cool. I'm just happy that yeah, from yesterday to today, like a lot of those quarters we ran yesterday were just so much better and just driving a lot better. So yeah, regardless of the result, really happy with the weekend.
Mate, I'm trying to do some quick math. I know Eddie lost about 40 seconds. You wouldn't have lost a lot if that was your only mistake. I feel 15 odd looks like. I'm reading the sign language from Steve Glennie. I think you're on the podium, mate. I think you're going to be on the podium for the weekend. Eddie's likely to be there, but he's also got a heat issue. I'm pretty sure he has to check into the final service to get a result as well. So there's still a little bit to play out, even though we're past the finish line.
All right, I hope it's a podium then.
I can see Steve's been around for a while. He's just nodding his head with a big smile. This is what you do it for, isn't it? Yeah, thumbs up. Wow, hey guys, I'm probably not helping too much, but of course the results are all happening. Let's just reset because there's been mistakes made. We're going to go across and talk to Harry Bates, I hope. We're going to go and try and have a quick chat to him. He might have left, actually, so he's gone. So he wins the rally overall. Lewis is possibly going to win the power stage. So there you go. They've had to disappear. Different to previous years where we reversed the order. They're going out of Parc Ferme now. So let's speak to who's likely to win the Main Fix Production Cup. Molly Taylor, and would you believe after all her dramas, her to come up and potentially win production is crazy. Molly, as I'm walking towards your car, I'm about to talk to the Main Fix Production winner, I think, and I just can't believe that would even be on the radar, because every time I was speaking to you, listening to your car, something was happening.
Yeah, yeah, I'm quite shocked as well, but we'll take it. We'll take it. It's been, yeah, a really tough weekend, and today was a lot better. No massive dramas with the car, so it was nice to be able to get our head down and enjoy the stages.
You know, the bit that I tip my hat to you and Andy, you're in a smaller operation this time, is just the hands-on approach. It was that never give up attitude. You've been under it, over it. Everybody in the team, no matter what their role, has made sure that you've got to the finish here with the best result possible.
Yeah, I think, we've got such an incredible team and so many amazing people that are helping making this dream happen. So huge thanks to them. And as you say, everyone's got to take on about 10 roles. Most of them, the guys are qualified to do most of the roles, and then there's other random things that everyone just, yeah, has to adapt. So very grateful to be around an amazing bunch of people that can make this dream happen. And yeah, some days aren't so good, but the good days are much better because of those.
I feel like after a weekend like this, there's a role to play where it's sort of just drinking. And I don't know who the captain of the drinking team is in your squad, but I reckon there could be a few tonight.
You're probably right. If you want to come over, we can look after you, Dino.
I've seen you drink. You're a vice captain at best.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well done. Let's have a look at the time. I want to recap here because there's been a fair bit going on. So at the moment, Lewis Bates with a 3:36.4 to beat Harry by 0.3 of a second. At the moment, Alex Rulo, only just with his mistakes, going to be third. He's just in front of Molly Taylor, who's still sub 4 minutes. Of course, we saw Scott limping through over 4 minutes. Eddie McGuire's a 4:23. Jamie Luff could be get some power stage points the way we're going there, and a really good weekend from Jamie and Brad Luff. Really not put a foot wrong when others have faltered. Jamie, I was saying, as the drama of the rally's gone, you guys have pretty much been the ones who have made the least probably mistakes in the whole field.
That's right, yeah, we're happy with that. Finally got that monkey off our back, so finished the rally with no issues.
And was that just, I mean, like I said, today had some really tricky stages that changed the rhythm. Did you alter your pace much or just try to build on what you had yesterday?
Definitely altered my pace. I just wanted to not do anything silly, keep it tame, get through all okay, and yeah, it all paid off, so no issues today.
Well, I can tell you now, mate, you're very close. You're 3:56.2. You're going to be third on the power stage so far. People had a bit of blue in there, so you might pick up some nice Galvaniize Insurance Power Stage points with that effort. Well done.
Yeah, awesome, thank you.
Yeah, good way to finish there. The Luff brothers doing an excellent job. A little bit of quick mental maths for me to try and work that out. So these are all provisional results being worked out on the fly, but what a magnificent job there. And you can see them moving out. They're now going to transport back into Nanup to check in to the final stage. And I'm pretty sure that's the issue that Eddie McGuire's going to have. He's now got probably a potentially overheating engine. He has to be able to get in and check in to the final Parc Fermo before he'll be deemed a finisher. So I think the way the quick maths would work, Harry Bates will win the round. I think Eddie, if he can get back there, will still end up potentially with enough points to finish second. And I'd say on a count back, Alex Rulo would be third. They're all provisional off the top of our head with limited range out here to confirm some of the overall picture. We'll try and get that to you when we can. We'll probably wait for one more car here on the final stage. But what a day of drama, and it just sets us up beautifully for the next round of the championship, which is called the Accent Benchtops Rally Queensland. And there you can see there Steve McGuire having a big push through on the final stage. Maybe he also could end up with some power stage points. Car looks straight and okay as he fires back through to us. We're sort of lamenting some of his, I guess, previous experience in production cars, sort of not quite making the most of these beautiful R5 Rally 2 cars. How'd you go in there, mate?
That was alright, I think. We're here. That's a pretty cool stage. I just wanted to get to the finish, really. I think we might be fifth outright, which is probably our best ARC. So bring it home. We've got lots of homework to do with the car setup and my driving.
But if you could say that though, car's straight, going well. There's some guys making a few mistakes, and so overall a very good job.
Yeah, thank you. Ben's awesome. You know, he's a fantastic navigator. Really fortunate to have him on board.
Yeah, mate. And well done. And you enjoy these roads, don't you?
Oh, I love him. Yeah, can't wait for the next one.
Mate. Well done. You can see out of breath there. This is a pretty gnarly 6-kilometre stage. You know, there's some rough sections, some really tricky stuff over the crest. We'll have to obviously try and have a look at the onboard from Eddie's car. And I'm just having a quick look there. So he's probably bumped up into third on the power stage by the look of that. So there you go. He's just got in 3 seconds in front. So what a great job, Steve McGuire, Ben Cersei, a 3:53.0. And like I said, I think that puts him third here with a bit of the drama going on. So congratulations to them. Well, what a fantastic win to this finish. And like as I was saying before I interviewed Stephen, our next round of the championship in Queensland set up beautifully. Who can catch Harry in that new car? And of course, Lewis is joining him with his car that he had from Portugal. It'll come in here. He'll then step into the latest spec car. Will that be the difference for him to make up the pace? You can see Scott Peta's got some pace on, but struggling a little bit to get the whole rally together. And Eddie McGuire, who's there or thereabouts. Alex Rulo's in the mix. We have a fantastic championship and plenty to fight for as we watch Peter Rulo come through on the Hyundai, nice and sideways into the final corner. He set some good times as well. Who knows? Maybe a later runner through this power stage could still end up with some points at the end of it. But he's done a fantastic job in an outright sense. There's been more chaos in front of us, mate, on this stage with people going off and going wide. How did you go?
I think we went okay. We'll see how the times look.
And, mate, you have actually set some really good times. You and I spoke at the end of the stage. You've been pretty pumped, actually, with how much pace you've had on.
Yeah, look, the last few stages, the car's just been, you know, doing exactly what I ask of it, so can't ask for more. The team's been great. Jimmy, the calls, everything's going, you know, fantastic afternoon.
Mate, we love having you and Alex in the series. He's done another sterling job. You're pretty proud of the way he's gone as well.
Yeah, mate, yeah. How did he go?
I think he's okay. He went wide on this last corner, drops time in the power stage, but Eddie went off, so I think he's probably going to hold his position on the podium. So another podium for him, so well done.
Great, thanks.
That's my quick calculations. Before we go, I'm going to ask Dave McEwen to come in from Galvaniize Insurance to sort of join us for this final step in, mate.
How are you? Good to see you.
Welcome. I just want to
Thanks,
quickly chat to you and thank you
Sure.
for your support of the Power Stage. And with the drama you've seen, mate, this is an action-packed sport, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. You know, plenty of fumes, plenty of excitement. Shame about Ed McGuire and he's a little off there, but fingers crossed. It's a great result for. I think it was Harry, was it? It's had one. I don't know the results. I've been over there, but I think I've been told Harry's won. So it's fantastic for Toyota.
It's exciting sport. Is that why you sort of got involved? Why did you want to be involved in the Australian Rally Championship?
Oh, for me, it's all about the sound and the community. I like the community. There's some great people involved in rally behind the scenes, and yeah, I love the sound. It's great. You can't beat it.
And I know that's genuine because when I saw you at round one, you weren't going to come to Perth, and you're surprised as you rocked up. So you're a fan.
I do, yeah. As you know, there's a bit of a history, a bit of Toyota for me, and Subaru. Yeah. So it changed the game back in the 90s, I believe, and it was fantastic. It's great to be part of it.
We love having you on board. Thank you so much. Are you going to Queensland with us?
Yeah, I'll be at every round this year, so look out for me around. True fan and just enjoying it, being part of the community. It's fantastic.
Thank you to you and Galvaniize Insurance, mate. Well done. We'll just have a quick look at the final run there for Peter Rulo with a 352.4. I think he's third. So there you go, Peter Rulo. He's on the podium there. And let's have a quick chat to another final runner here, a local. We got 13, of course, is Craig Rando and Scott Beckwith. They had a great run yesterday to win production. Today, rear diff issues on their car. We'll quickly chat to him before we wrap it up. It's been Operation Fight Back for this team. How did the afternoon loop go, mate?
Mate, that was hard work all day. That hurt us pretty bad. Look, the rally gods weren't on our side today. We were fighting back. It was lucky we had a good team behind us. The Maximum boys got us back on the road after a diff exploded. So we've just been pushing. Mate, at the end of the day, we're here. Thank God. It's been a big day.
Well done, mate. Hopefully you've worked up enough to maybe still snare a production podium or something like that. It'd be nice to spray some champagne around, but well done for a great effort regardless.
Thank you, mate. Thanks.
Good on you there. That wraps us up here for what we'll do as the E-Road Live on the Galvaniize Insurance Power Stage. Thanks for joining us. What another action-packed event. It bodes very well, as I said, for the third round of the Bosch Motorsport Australia Rally Championship. Make sure you keep up to date with all the news and how this championship points, end up after this dramatic round of the championship. Until next time, we'll see you soon.